The chessboard of life, in the silent, star-dusted void. There was no up or down, no beginning or end. There was only the player. And then, there was the game. It appeared before them, a board of glowing squares, its pieces set, waiting. It was a game they did not ask to play, but one they had to. Across the void, an opponent took their seat. They had no face, no form, only a pair of glowing, ethereal hands that hovered over the board. Without a sound, one of the hands slid a white pawn forward. The first move had been made. The game was on. The player responded, moving a pawn of their own. Each piece felt heavy, a commitment, a piece of themselves placed onto the field of battle. They moved with caution, thinking, planning, trying to understand the rules of the silent contest. The unseen hand was a blur of motion. It played without hesitation, its moves swift and certain. For every piece the player positioned with care, the opponent captured two. The player's side of the board began to look sparse, their defenses crumbling under the silent, relentless assault. Panic began to set in. The glowing squares felt like a cage, shrinking with every move the opponent made. The player's king, their very heart in the game, was forced into a corner. There were no safe squares left, no escape routes, no hope. The player looked up from the board, not at the ghostly hands, but past them, into the endless, empty dark. They had played by the rules, they had tried their best, and they had lost. What was the point of a game where the opponent was fate itself? In that moment of surrender, a strange thing happened. The glowing hands of the opponent paused. The relentless pressure ceased. For the first time, there was a stillness. The player didn't make a move. They simply sat and watched. A low rumble vibrated through the nothingness. The board, the very foundation of their struggle, began to tilt. The player watched, unafraid, as the world of black and white squares began to slide into chaos. The pieces tumbled into the void, their light extinguishing like falling stars. The king, the queen, the pawns, all the symbols of victory and defeat, vanished into the darkness. The board itself began to fade, its rigid lines dissolving into the cosmic dust. The player was alone again in the silent void. But now, there was no board, no opponent, no game to be won or lost. They stood up from their chair, free from the grid. The only move that ever mattered was the one that changed the game: to stop playing.